Hey folks, a lot of gun guys out there, including myself, are weekend warriors. I have no military training, I have no law enforcement training, I'm not current military or law enforcement, and I have a full-time job. So the weekend is whenever I get my gun on. That's whenever I have the time to get out and do the types of things that I do to get knowledgeable with my firearms, to get a little bit of practice in, a little bit of training in, and things like that. Get to know my equipment, so to speak. So whenever we have the chance to use something that the military or law enforcement have proven to be an effective tool in their everyday training or their everyday lives, it's always a good thing to use that. I have an ACOG 4x32 by Trijicon. We're going to take a good hard look at some of these today, a few different ones that we have, and I think you'll agree, this is something good that us weekend warriors can put to good use.
For those that aren't aware, ACOG stands for Advanced Combat Optical Gun Sight. The ACOG is a battle-worn, battle-tested compact rifle scope with an illuminated reticle pattern for use in bright to low or even no light. What's cool about the ACOG is this piece on top of it attracts sunlight, brings it in to the fiber optic to really brighten that reticle whenever you're using it in bright light conditions. And when you're in low to no light conditions, the tritium on the reticle lights itself up, so it's not in any need of any outside light source. The cool thing about it is no batteries. With no batteries, it lends itself to being extremely light. Couple that with the forged aluminum body, and you've got a 9.9 ounce system that you can mount on your rifle, 15 ounces if it includes the RMR. These two models that I'm working with today are both calibrated to a 223-556 round. This allows for you to compensate on your bullet drop. Both of these are BDC series. That means bullet drop compensated. These lines on here allow you to determine what your bullet drop rate is going to be from 400 all the way out to 600 yards. There are covers on the adjustments. The cool thing about it is these adjustments require 0 tools. You can simply turn with your fingers, 2 clicks per inch at 100 yards adjustment. I like that. The quick release mounts, and there are many of them on many of these models, are really easy to use. But they're not only easy to use as far as adding your sight or taking your sight off of your rifle, they're actually very sturdy. They hold 0, they do not move. You don't have to worry about like some of the cheaper mounts that are so-called quick disconnect where they bounce around whenever you shoot the rifle. That does not happen with these ACOGs. And for this particular model that has the RMR sight on top of it, it is a 3.25 MOA RMR. Very easy to distinguish and change between your sights. It's a dual sighting system like no other in that you don't have to make any manual adjustments. Yes, whenever you're shooting this thing, you may be looking through your actual ACOG and you're a little bit down low in a more comfortable, normal position. You do have to rise up off of your stock in order to take a look at your RMR. But you don't have to make any manual adjustments. Like Trijicon makes an AccuPoint, you don't have to reach up there and turn the dial in order to get your magnification level. You can go from close quarter 0 magnification all the way to 4 power with just a matter of leaning your head from low to high or high to low, depending on which one you're going to. You can see here we've got this system set up at 25 yards, and as you can see, it's very easy to use both the ACOG or the RMR. Either one at this distance, 25 yards is very easy. Probably somewhere inside of that is when you will want to use that RMR specifically, but the 4 power doesn't get in the way of you making a good shot at 25 yards. We set up our target also at 50 yards, same thing. You can use both of these. The red dot, for me, with a little bit poorer eyesight than the average person, is a little bit more of a challenge for me to use. But the 4-power ACOG was perfect at 50 yards. We also set up at 100 yards, and we didn't even attempt, at least I didn't because of my eyesight, didn't even attempt to use the RMR. It's just too far for this thing. I know a person with good eyesight could handle this thing at 100 yards with no problem, but I can't see that far. The 4-power ACOG, perfect. The downside to setting up targets, steel target at 100 yards, is that you actually have to go back and get your target and retrieve it after you've done testing the optic. One of the most notable things to me when using this ACOG was the fact that that reticle just completely jumped out at you. Both of them, the red or the green. I have to say that the green, in my opinion, was a lot easier to pick out, even though the green tends to blend with grass a little bit and the red does not. To me, the green was just that much brighter. And it wasn't a distracting bright. It's hard to tell in this video that it's not a blurry, distracting bright green. It actually blends really well, but stands out at the same time, if that makes any sense.
Folks, that's going to pretty much do it for us today. If you can handle the price point of these Trijicon ACOGs, I highly suggest you go out and get you one, mount them on your everyday firearm. If you can get the one with the RMR on top, along with the ACOG, yeah, it's a little bit high price, But you know what? It's very effective, and it's got dual personality. You can do many things with this thing. You're not having to reposition or anything like that, and you kind of have a multi-purpose firearm at that point, because you got a CQB and you got a long-distance firearm that you can actually be effective with both of those ranges. Check them out, ACOG by Trijicon. Very nice optics. Again, a little bit higher price point, but extremely durable, and it's been tried and true, and it's very tested by our military and some of our law enforcement out there. Check them out.